side 1 towards on.
Hey everyone, it is Friday, March 25th. The time is just before 6 p.m. and the temperature is around 6 degrees Celsius. And that was Dundas Station I just climbed out of. And this here is the intersection of Yonge Street and Dundas Street.
In the name of Jesus. In the name of Jesus.
There's a look at the Eaton Center.
The chain has snapping in the name of Jesus. And the prisoner set free in the name of Jesus. Hallelujah. Things can happen to you too, brother. It's a change in your life. Just repent, brother. Just believe. Say Jesus, set me free. It's gonna do it. Say Jesus,
And the southwest corner is unusually quiet tonight. Normally there'd be a lot of buskers and preachers there. They all seem to be on the northeast corner up there. And this here is Dundas Square, and there is a couple of upside down cars set up for Cirque du Soleil.
Hey, how's it
Hello.
going?
What is this for?
Is that a video?
Yeah.
Oh, what kind of recording?
It's a Pocket 2 from DJI. Just making a YouTube video.
Very cool. Okay. Yeah, have you heard about Cirque before?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, we have a show going on at Harborfront, happening from April 15th to July 15th.
All right, Cabinet of Curiosities.
Yes, and it's like an upside down world with mechanical characters. And here's a packet for you if you like.
Cool.
Do you drink hot chocolate?
I'll give it a try. Not too often, but cool. All right, thank you. Cheers. Well, she was friendly. Cirque du Soleil curious. And for this one, I'm going to take a walk along Dundas Street East, across the eastern half of downtown, so I should be finishing around the Don River. And for some reason in my mind, I had it that I've done a similar walk to that quite recently, but I checked, and it turns out the last time I did a dedicated Dundas Street East walk was in July. And I recorded that one on a weekday morning. All right, so I'm now heading east along the south side of Dundas Street East. And Dundas Street East starts at Yonge. On the other side, it would be Dundas Street West. And here is Victoria Street. And just north of here, you'll find Ryerson University. And there's the Imperial Pub. And it's rumored that that corner might be under redevelopment soon. I quite like the bar itself, but I'm not too fond of the service I've had there over the years. And there's the Burrito Boys. That's where Ken from the Ken Continuum often goes. And this here is Bond Street. And there goes a 505 Dundas streetcar. There's a look towards the financial district, although most of that view is blocked. And it's not uncommon to see a lineup outside of this ramen shop. This would be Church Street. There's a downtown Esso, 176.9 per liter is the current price. There's one of a number of new condos going up in this area. It's not uncommon to see on Reddit people asking if moving to around Dundas and Jarvis, which is the next major street to the east of here, is a good idea or not. And usually you get a mixed bag of responses. Everything from I don't feel safe here to I feel perfectly safe in this area. I've never really had any issues here. Then again, I don't live here, but Ken also says it's quite safe and he lives just around the corner. That's all anecdotal, of course. There's some of the new towers at Dundas and Jarvis. That looks like it might be an Irish pub, but it's actually a cannabis shop. So this one should be about 2.5 kilometers or so in total. I don't think it'll take too long to get to the Don River. She's going for it. And we're at Dundas and Jarvis. There's a southbound Jarvis. All right, for some reason my camera had stopped recording. It threw up an error and I didn't catch what exactly it said. Hopefully not too much of the video got cut out. And there is a view looking west, and I just crossed over to the north side here. And here's the old Fillmore's Hotel. And this would be George Street. And this building is up for redevelopment. It's also an adult entertainment establishment. Want a lap dance? Then get vaccinated. Says the sign right there, although I don't know if they're still checking that or not. That would be voluntary. And speaking of bad reputations on the east side, this is probably the street with the worst reputation. George between Dundas running north for a few blocks up to Carlton. Or rather, Gerrard Street. Are you smarter than the average boater? I have no idea. It's kind of a silly question. I like the way these condos look facing west here. One last look at Fillmore's. I think that might be closing down as early as later this year. And coming up is a street corner that used to be somewhat infamous. There's always a large crowd of people hanging out on the northeast corner. But earlier in the year, a large fence was erected around the property. And I think they had to get a special ordinance from the city in order to do that. There's King Place. It's a popular Indian and Pakistani takeout. And this is Dundas and Sherbourne. And And this fence was erected to keep away a lot of the loitering that was happening here. And it seems to be somewhat effective. I don't think your bike will last too long if you park it here. And there's a drop-in center. And I think the streetcar is only running as far as Parliament Street, as it would normally turn north and head up to Broadview Station, but there's still some street work going on Broadview, so they're running replacement buses. There's a lot of older Victorian-style homes. As just north of here is the Cabbagetown neighborhood. And a number of these homes date back to the 1860s. A lot of them carry heritage designations. In fact, I think all of them do. This barbecue joint doesn't seem to be open. Seems kind of odd. You'd think they'd be open at this time on a Friday. And I think that just opened up during the pandemic. Here's a streetcar. Oh, it says short turn to Parliament. There we go. And coming up is Parliament Street. Then I'll be entering the Regent Park neighborhood. And the streetcar is turning north. There's a look north at Parliament. There's the Toronto Council Fire Native Cultural Centre. That serves the local Indigenous community. And now it's through Regent Park. This is an area that didn't always have the best reputation. Yeah, it's currently undergoing a rather massive redevelopment. In fact, it's nearing the end of it. I think it's in phase 3, and that's scheduled to complete at some time in 2023. Although I actually think there's a phase 4 to come after it. All these towers here are new. And this was an area considered by some to be a slum in the 60s and 70s. And I think now it's officially classified as a mixed income neighborhood. There's still some of the older low-rise brown brick apartments just to the north of here, towards Gerrard Street. And those used to dominate this area. There's a 505 Dundas. They only go west as far as Parliament Street, but they seem to start from the east a bit further out. There's some of the older style buildings off in the distance here that used to dominate the landscape in Regent Park. And here's Regent Park itself. That person behind me is pushing a rather noisy cart. There they go. There's the Pam McConnell Aquatic Center. And a Wendy's, which seem to be making a resurgence in the city. the longest time, the only location I could think of was just north of Yonge and College. They used to have one down on Front Street East that closed. Well, there's one in the Scotiabank or Scotia Plaza food court. But lately I've noticed quite a few popping up. There's a look north towards Gerrard Street, and there's more of those older style buildings. I haven't been along here since this part of the sidewalk opened up. And I kind of like the look of this dark red brick on this condo. It's a nice change from the usual steel and glass look. Speaking of which, and here is River Street. So we're almost at the Don River. And since my camera reset, I have no idea how long this has been going for. This is an older building that's been converted into lofts, it looks like. It's the old Adam Beck Cigar Box Manufacturing Company building, going back to 1913. There's a Lexus dealer and a Mercedes dealer, and just on the other side of the river, which would be out of downtown, there's a place that I think they sell Bentleys and Ducatis. I think I see a Lamborghini logo, as well as Land Rover and Jaguar and Rolls-Royce. That would be at that place just over there. There's Bayview Avenue, which is southbound only for this stretch, and the rail tracks and the Don River. So that marks the eastern boundary of downtown. I was going to come along Dundas Street East in a live stream last night on my e-scooter. At least that was the plan until I realized the battery wasn't holding a charge. There you can see a 506 Carlton streetcar making its way over the overpass. And that'll be heading into East Chinatown. So it says they have Bentley, Rolls-Royce, Bugatti. I said Ducati. It's actually Bugatti. Aston Martin, Lamborghini, Land Rover, and Jaguar. Normally at rush hour, this stretch of the DVP would be rather busy. I guess it's maybe a little bit later. And here comes a streetcar, which I'd very much like to grab back, but looks like I'll have to wait for the next one. There's an on-ramp to hop on the DVP. And here's an old works building used by the City of Toronto. Let me pull out my Rocketman app here. So I've got to go back home to Yonge and Eglinton. And this app will tell me what is next, either a westbound streetcar or a northbound bus. "505 West." It says 27 minutes. That can't be right. We saw a whole bunch of them go by in less than 27 minutes. Next one, 27 minutes. Then after that, 31, 37, 46, 51. What kind of frequency game is that, TTC? Can't always trust those next vehicle arrival notices. There's where the bike share is located. It's kind of neat. I did not know this was here. So here is Broadview Avenue. So my mission is complete. I just have to turn around and get back home. Next streetcar in 25 minutes. Let's see when the next bus is. "504 East" will be here in 2 minutes. Says my phone. There's a look north up Broadview. That'll take you up to East Chinatown. "504 East," 1 minute. And I think I see the bus coming. I'm gonna have to slap my mask on as I'm jumping onto a transit vehicle. And on that note, I hope you enjoyed this walk along Dundas Street East. Let me know your thoughts and comments down below. And if you wish to support the channel, there's links to my Patreon and YouTube membership in the description. I also have an Instagram account at Jotty Strides. All right, I'm gonna hop on the bus here. Might leave the camera running, depends on how busy it is, but thank you for watching, and I will catch you on the next one.